straight to the finish.
Oh my God!
Unbelievable!
Obviously, after the BMF fight, McGregor was running his mouth a bit like he always does. What do you think about that fight? And yeah.
Yeah, it sounds fun. I'd be lying if I didn't say I've dreamt of ending his career and making sure he was never be able to step back in there. Chandler will now be the second guy that I beat that he chose to fight, and you know, I think that speaks for itself. He won't fight me, plain and simple.
McGregor ain't scared of nobody, boy.
Okay.
But I love you. I love you.
Who would be your dream opponent if you put the BMF title on the line?
I mean, probably McGregor at the end of the day. Like I said, a chance to take him out for good would be, is at the top of my list. Sure. I like money too. I fight for money, so that's always good. But no,
Jorge Masvidal has been doing some interviews saying that if he was to come back for any fight, it would like to be a unification BMF fight with you. What do you think of that?
sounds fun. Yeah. But again, I have one goal. That's the Undisputed Championship. I have plenty of time after that ride to fight those fights. I don't think he's ever coming back. He looks like he weighs 240 pounds. So I fight at 155 pounds. I'm sure he'd want to fight at 170.
Did you consider the UFC?
No. The pay cut would have been too massive.
Right.
So it's like, you know, whatever. And it's 5-minute rounds and it's MMA and, you know, I like the boxing. I mean, all I ever did in MMA, I mean, I know I trained lots of stuff and I would even get kind of good at grappling, wrestling, or whatever in certain positions. And it's like, I'm fighting in a fight where they're like, get a takedown. And I'm like, you know, I'm thinking about hitting him, right? Now, I understand that's not an excuse and that I should ultimately fight how I want to fight. So I'm the fighter, I'm the athlete, the one getting in there. So that's how I train now. I get in the ring and I fight my way now, and I practice for it that way. So bare knuckle was a no-brainer.
Did you see the price point was $500 million for
Did I say what?
There was a price point of $500 million for Bellator.
Bellator's $500 million? Awesome. Sounds like a steal. Sounds like a steal. Buy that thing quick before who else does? Come on, you guys. This is silly. Silly.
If they are, in fact, or were, in fact, up for sale, has the UFC expressed any interest in possibly buying out Bellator?
Why on God's green earth would anybody buy Bellator? So when we were just talking about business and making the right moves and making right decisions, there's been lots of bad ones. Bellator would be one of the biggest. Why anybody would buy Bellator is beside him. But, hey, I know. Sit back and see how this plays out. I'm excited.
In the men's flyweight division, Manel Starboy Cup versus Felipe Daytona dos Santos. Card matchup comes your way in the heavyweight division. Justin Badman Taffa versus Austin Lave. In the light heavyweight division, Tyson Pedro versus Anton the Pleasure Man Turkelly. That brings us to the major prelim in the light heavyweight division. Carlos Blackjack Oberg versus Da Woon. On now to a banger in the featherweight division for Jack Jenkins versus Chepe Machine Gun Modest division for our next prelim. Jamie Malarkey versus John the Bull McDessie. In the lightweight division, Nasrat Hakparast versus Landon the Lone Wolf Quinones. Prelim in the welterweight division, Blood Diamond versus Charles Chuck Buffalo Radke. Our next prelim comes your way in the featherweight division, Shane Young versus Gabriel Fly Miranda. Out of the chute, live on UFC Fight Pass and ESPN Plus. In the welterweight division, Kevin Air Juice versus Kiefer BDK Crosby.